Hey everybody! Welcome back. Northernlion. Afterbirth Plus. Mayweather. McGregor. What could be better? Oh. Good damage, good rate of fire, good speed, bad HP. We start with the map and the clicker. J1N4 1XH3. I don't like this because you're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. If you don't. You're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't. What I mean by that is the clicker, if you use it, you make your run worse for no reason. And if you don't use it, everyone goes, what a little baby. He didn't use an item. Hey, what a little baby. He didn't eat poison. Why you eat poison? What's the worst that can happen? There's some good effects to poison sometimes, you know? Like, I just, please, oh, Jesus Christ. I would rather, here's my gamble with you guys. I'd rather take glass freaking cannon. He's bad. It's not at all good. But I would rather take glass cannon than the clicker. Sure, we could reroll into Dark Judas. But the fact that it takes items away means that, on average, what's the expected number of items lost before we turn into Dark Judas? Too freaking many. I refuse. Now, glass cannon, I'm probably just like, I do want to use it, but the run, we have had one run, and I know that's the number because I remember the run fairly well. We've had one run in which glass cannon was absurdly good for us. It worked out very well. Now, what does it take? 9 lives would help a lot in the like mental game of trying to make sure that we can make it happen. The other thing is just so much damage that glass cannon makes it so that everything is for sure gonna die with a glass cannon hit. And you might be saying, well, if you had so much damage, then you don't need glass cannon to begin with. Look, get your logic out of here, okay? This is a no logic zone. Starting now. We're gonna try to use glass cannon, and of that, you have my word. Not my word! What an uncouth gentleman. No, but, yes, it is Potion Seller. It's Potion Seller as played by Paul F. Tompkins. You gotta give me a little bit of time to enable it. Because, like, you know, that was not worth 2.5 Spirit Hearts. Although I will say, the thing with Glass Cannon is once you use it, and once you're at half a Spirit Heart, you can roll on that level of HP forever. It's not like we got much of a streak to save ourselves from right now, so we might as well just have a good time here, I think. But 9 lives is the ultimate enabler for this particular setup right here. Because it means that even if we take a hit, we don't lose the whole run and by extension the streak. Instead, we can actually, you know, absorb a hit from time to time. Although we'd still rather not. I imagine most bosses will die in one go. He just dodged his enemy's, or his friend's corpse there. That's some metal lore. Could buy a Spirit Heart, but a Spirit Heart doesn't help. A 1-up helps. And they say that a 1-up would save us. I am gonna stand here and wait. It's not very good. But, dude, I've never felt more like a kindred spirit with Michael A. L. Fox than when he said he saw the first Spider-Man movie because Hero by Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott was in it. I know we're all, oh, we all have such good taste now. Dude, I was in 8th grade when Silver Side Up, the debut album from Nickelback, came out. I'm here to tell you, everybody was bumping it. We didn't have worse taste. It's just something about the society that we were in that era. Okay, take this for now. Was conducive to letting Nickelback not only rise, but all, and by the way, I recognize that Nickelback, they get so much hatred, and they're in the end just a band, you know? Nickelback is more hated than like the world's most corrupt politicians, which is hilarious, but also stupid. Anyway, the point is, dude, thank God we got our Spirit Heart back here, so we don't have to fight this guy on 1 HP. Everybody was bumping Silver Side Up, and we all loved it. We were all like, this is the best Canadian band in, you know, years of our generation. Things change. You know, the public perception is turned against Nickelback outside of, you know, Alberta. No offense meant. But still, you know, we were all bumping it back then. I saw Spider-Man in theaters because everyone in my age group saw Spider-Man in theaters. It had the largest opening weekend of any movie for, like, you know, it was eventually beaten, but I can't remember what by. I'll take Guppy's collar. That seems smart with Glass Cannon. But it opened with like $102 million or something like that, which was unheard of at the time. Anyway, the point is, I saw it, and I also saw it partly because I'm like, that song's real good. In hindsight, I don't think I've heard that song in the wild in, like, actually probably at least 13 or 14 years. Maybe even a little bit longer, but that song is fallen off the radar. That's not a timeless classic, you know? You can turn on the radio and hear Semi-Charmed. I said it's so weird. I want something else to get me through this semi-charmed kind of life, baby, baby. No, but you still hear semi-charmed kind of life on there, or semi-charmed life on the radio. You still hear, you know, the New Radicals' highly underrated classic, You Get What You Give. You don't hear Hero by Chad Kroeger that much. You still hear Bailamos on the radio. You still hear Hero by Enrique Iglesias on the radio. But Hero has been... maybe it's because it's so not inexplicably, inextricably, is that the word? You know, it's tied to something so much that it can't be separated from it. They're so connected, Hero and the first Spider-Man movie, that it's just dated. It can't possibly be a timeless classic because of the fact that it's so obviously a time capsule of a certain period. I don't know. The point is, I didn't mean to start this episode with like a treatise on Hero by Chad Kroeger. It's got some deep lyrics. Someone told me love would all save us. How could that be? Look what love gave us. A world full of killing and blood spilling that will never change. Jeez, man. I guess you can see why, as a 13-year-old, I was like, oh, these guys. Anybody ever heard of the Modern Beatles? Chad Kroeger featuring Josie Scott? I can't remember that. What are the opening lyrics to Hero? You gotta give me a second here. Hero. Chad Kroeger. Chords, lyrics, Hero. Hero featuring Chad Kroeger lyrics, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm so high, I can hear heaven. I'm so high, I can hear heaven. Oh, but heaven, no, heaven don't hear me. Oh, yeah. And then I forgot, it's got that, like, breakdown in the middle. Now that the world isn't ending, it's love that I'm sending to you. What a garbage song. It's like the most garbage song I've probably listened to more than anything else in my entire life. Oh, man. Okay. Dude, I mean, how can I want to be on your side here, okay? I want to zane it up. First off, I'm having a mental freaking breakdown over remembering how bad Hero actually is as a song, despite the fact that I loved it. And, you know, I didn't buy it. I probably downloaded it off of, like, you know, Kazaa Lite or something like that. I'm not ashamed to admit it. The statue... Look, Chad Kroeger, if you watch this video, I'll send you $1.50, okay? And that's... You know, I'll send you $4, because it would have been $1 back in, like, the year 2000, which, you know, with inflation, we're probably talking you're up in the $2.50 range, and then let's build in, like, a little punitive damages as well, because I think you're hurting right now. Not. But anyway, the point is, still, I hate sauerkraut. That's really what I'm trying to say here. Okay, we've used so many keys. Peep the shop. Ooh, that's not bad. So we should play this... We have 2 HP, I think, so we should play this twice. Try to leverage this for a little bit more of an advantage and grab this, and then we can play it once at least, maybe twice. There's a lot of songs like that. I mean, I'm not gonna Again, I always want to preface this kind scary. I always want to preface this kind of conversation with hating on other people for their musical taste is a young man's game. There's so much oh my god, wait until you commute. You're gonna lose it. You know, if you're, oh, I don't like this person because they think, you know, Pablo Honey is the best OK Computer album. You don't even understand the level of hate that can course through your body for, like, just use your turn signals. That's what they're there for. Dude, this is a cruel boss fight here. But, still. I grew up in an era that was not great for me. We may die here. I grew up in an era that was not great for music, and I'll just admit it. And it wasn't just me. Like, I'll take some ownership and be like, yeah, me too. But it was not just me. Everyone was bumping Creed. Straight up. Everyone was bumping Nickelback back in the day. We were in 8th grade. We got some, you know, we got a good excuse, I should say. But at the same time, you know, it was a dark era for modern music. And that's why I've gone on this tangent many times in videos saying, like, I don't understand people in my generation that are like, oh, kids these days listen to Justin Bieber. Back in my day, we had but also we had Creed. I mean, okay, but then we actually got HP. Wow, okay, well, yeah. yeah. We'll go Void. We went Empty Vessel as well. We'll go Void and suck up that right there. And I'm like an extremely happy camper. I will go back for the curse room and see what we got in there as I take a sip of this coffee. Every generation has garbage artists that rise to the top. I don't even think... I thought Justin Bieber's most recent singles actually were pretty good from a pop music standpoint. But, you know, maybe not everybody agrees with me. I don't know. It's been a while since I read Pitchfork Media. You can tell I'm OG, though, because that's the original URL, dog. It's no pitchfork.com. This is Pitchfork Media, Ryan Schreiber. Did he really give Odelay a 10 out of 10? Yeah, it deserved it at the time, okay? Well, we might as well suck these bad boys up. No, we might as well never touch Glass Cannon again as long as we live. So we've made some Zane happen here, and I respect and appreciate that. Anyway, I'm trying to think who else we had. Some artists from that era have gone on to become timeless, whether or not you like them. Coldplay, for example, continues, at least in my estimation, to be one of the biggest bands in the world. I'm no huge fan of Coldplay. Kanye West, again, continues to be one of the biggest acts in the world. I quite like the music of Kanye West. And to be honest with you, I don't feel the need to say... You know, well, I don't agree with him on a personal level, but I like his music. You know, as far as I'm concerned, he's an artist. He produces a product, and, you know, I listen to that product. You can't always separate the art from the artist. Well, if you're like, you know, like if you met someone and they were like, you know, I know he's not a good guy, but you really gotta check out this painting from Hitler. Like, you'd be like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna pass. Plenty of artists out there for me. But, you know, Kanye West strikes me as kind of like a delusional genius. And if we're gonna start, you know, holding people over the coals for that, you know, you gotta start. You're gonna find a lot of media problematic. Is all I'm suggesting. You know, yeah, John Lennon hit his wife. You know, if you go back, the Beethoven probably, like, you know, stabbed a dude in the heart for his lunch money or something. You know, you gotta evaluate it with the times. Well, maybe not. I don't know. That's the general gist of every NL bit by the end of it. I don't really know. Do whatever you want to do. See if I care. As long as you're watching the videos, you know, as long as you find these entertaining, that's the most important thing to me. I can really just handle my own garden for the most part. Oh, I really wish we could get our damage up a little higher. We're very lucky to be in the position we're in on this run. I mean, we dodged the clicker by using Glass Cannon. We use the Glass Cannon, which means that we've absolved ourselves of some of the anti-Zane of having it but not touching it. And then we've ended up here getting kind of gifted an amazing item in the form of the Void with a good book sucked up as well. There we go. So, I mean, the shop is interesting to me. Not interesting enough for me to spend a key at the... Well, no, we should... Here, we got time to possibly make boss rush. No greed, please. Thank you. I don't know why I said it as if I'm singing a song. Singing a song. There's options. Yo, well worth it. We're going to keep the Hermit card for boss rush potentiality. We've had so many runs recently that have been like just shy of making it the boss rush, and then we finish the rest of the run in 4 minutes that I want to, avoid it. I want to nip that in the bud if possible. I'm trying to think of other artists from my era that were huge and have stuck around, because there are some. What about the Beatles? Look, do I strike you as a 75-year-old man? I like the Beatles. In fact, I think, Revolver, Rubber Soul, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, to a lesser extent, Abbey Road, Magical Mystery Tour, and With the Beatles are some of the best albums ever made. But that's not contemporaneous, Crazy Town's Butterfly? Look, now you're just insulting me. Such a sexy, sexy, pretty little thing. And that's when she got me sprung with her tongue ring. Now, I ain't gonna lie, your loving gets me high. To keep you by my side, there's nothing that I won't try. It's very troubling lyrics on many different levels. Let's take left. Speedball. I'm okay with that. I could use the speed. And I will take duality, although not thrilled with it. You know what? There's an easy way. Let's just go top songs of 2000. And then there's going to be some here that I'm going to have forgotten about, I'm sure. Oh, dude, don't you... Oh. I Got a Feeling. The Black Eyed Peas, 1999. Excuse me? I don't think so. Bad Romance, Lady Gaga, 1999. I don't think that's true. Kryptonite by Three Doors Down. Now we're talking. But I've gone off on 3DD. Triple D, as I call him. Guy Fieri be darned. It's an XL floor. You know what? Let's get some intel. I don't think Kryptonite is a great song, but I don't hate it. Here Without You, I actually think is one of the worst songs that's ever made it into the public zeitgeist. But, I recognize that a lot of people actually really like that song. The only reason that I even bring it up is because it has, like, infinity trillion views on YouTube. We do want to suck that up if possible. So, that's... In a way, is it that I only hate it because it's popular? No, I hate it because I've heard it 39,000 times that I didn't like it to begin with, and then the reason I've heard it 39,000 times is because it's popular, and I, used to take the school bus to school for 45 minutes each way, so you get a great feeling for what's hot. Pair throw. But that's one of those songs you think you want to avoid. Great damage there. It's one of those songs you want to avoid railing on too hard, because there's probably people watching this for whom that was their wedding first dance or something. And hell, you stop, leave Shakira alone. Underneath Your Clothes isn't that bad of a song. Underneath your clothes, there's an endless story. Yeah, it's a great song about how nice her partner looks naked. It's very heartfelt. I still think that for that, the one that, even as a 9th grade child, in this song, you never hear Dirty by Christina Aguilera anymore. That one is exited public consciousness. So we got Yera into Double Perthrow, or maybe that wasn't Yera. That song has exited public consciousness, but another song from that album has stuck around. And it's You Are Beautiful, no matter what they say, words won't bring you down. It's that song's got a good message, but it's really weird to me that as, even as a teenager, track 1, wanna get dirty, it's about time for my arrival. And then, track 2, You Are Beautiful, no matter what they say. It's exactly the same phenomenon as No Scrubs versus Unpretty by TLC. First song is like, you know, I'm a self-confident, modern, independent woman, and don't step to me unless you got the same things going on in a man, and there's nothing wrong with that message. But then track 2 is like, you know, the media's trying to undermine my confidence. Yo, you are the media! There's a lack of self-awareness there. I'm not saying you can't have both messages going on. I'm just saying, you know, it makes it an album of singles as opposed to a cohesive work of art by itself. I don't know if anyone's really looking at it at that level. It might just be me being a silly dude. Other songs on the list, I mean, there was like Bye 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 by NSYNC. I'm gonna be honest with you. NSYNC has made it into, well, NSYNC is beloved in a pseudo-ironic way because Justin Timberlake has single-handedly, like, become one of the most likable people in the entertainment industry. And I loved NSYNC as a teenager and an adolescent. I think that we were listening to Bye 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 in 1999 or 2000 and laughing. We're like, music's never gonna be as good as this ever again. When I heard Bye 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 in the grocery store of all places a couple weeks ago, I was like, this song is, it's actually really bad. But I remember being like, oh, Bye Bye Bye's on, stop everything, go watch the video. You know, that's gonna date our growing up if you're roughly the same age as I am. I'm trying to think like what that would be if you were like 8 years younger than me. Probably like, man, I remember when Lil Wayne's Lollipop was on the radio. She wanna lick the rapper. It's time to stop recording Isaac forever, maybe. When we start doing like the world's worst Lil Wayne impression. I don't, you know, I don't hear it the same way that you hear it because in my head, it's different because I'm hearing it through the bones in my head. I'm actually lightheaded from laughing at that. It's nice, you know, when you can make these videos and amuse yourself. She wanna lick the rapper. Oh, Bye 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 seems very innocent when Lollipop went to #1. This is not me hating on Lollipop or Lil Wayne. You gotta respect the Carter 2 and the Carter 3. I think Lollipop is a surprisingly experimental track to have hit #1. You know, at least by Canadian standards. I know Lil Wayne is a Canadian. I'm just saying, you know, I don't know what I'm saying. We have quainter desires for our songs. It doesn't really make any sense. But I guess what I'm saying is that we don't always get all the southern hip-hop down here. So when you hear that sparse, like, you know, clip-style production, you go, what's going on? This is new. This is fresh. She wanna lick a rapper. You surprise even me sometimes, Brain. So we're gonna do exactly the same thing we did last time, which is slightly miss boss rush, and then, I mean, I actually can't really say with authority that we're gonna have a good chance to steamroll the rest of this run, because it actually, like, sucks, statistically. Go experimental. Good, good. Damage upgrade. Very strongly needed, even at the cost of a luck downgrade, which is... Luck downgrade is like no payments till 2020, you know? We don't have to sweat it until the chest. On the chest, if we need stuff, we're gonna be like, wish I didn't have to have that luck downgrade, but... for now, you know, we get a sofa without having to make the payments. There's no downside. I mean, in 2020, we could all be, you know, annihilated by an asteroid or something. I will die happy knowing that I got the sofa without making any payments on it. So we were actually so far away from making boss rush. We didn't barely miss it, because the mom fight is going to take us 10 years. I want to put down some bombs. The problem is, you know, they get kicked instead of damage. They get kicked instead of devil deals. We get tricked with an experimental treatment. Is Ciara still around? Ciara's like the hip-hop artist from my youth that I always thought, like, to this day, if you give me one too many adult beverages and then go like, hey, NL, what do you think about Ciara's O? And I'm like, that song should have gone to #1. It might have gone to #1, but it should be respected as a modern hip-hop classic, and everyone talks about 1-2 Step. I don't want to talk about 1-2 Step, I want to talk about O. Oh. You know what? Just freaking get me, dude. I don't care. I went Deal with the Devil because I need damage. We're getting so much HP out of this, but I need damage more than anything else. So I went Deal with the Devil instead of Deal with the Angel. I compromised my own principles. And I don't know, maybe I should regret that at this point because of the situation we find ourselves in. Well, we were going to take damage anyway, so who cares? This is not a guaranteed win. Sure, we get a Demon Heart and an Eternal Heart every time we get a battery charge, spacebar, or sorry, natural or otherwise, but I'm not convinced that that's going to be enough if we don't continue to improve our damage at least somewhat. Like, I don't even want to do that room because our damage is so bad, and that's part of the insidiousness of having like low damage. It means that you're less likely to be excited about the opportunities that might naturally present themselves on a run. Oh, that was pretty bad. I will say we got one big positive, and that's Toxic Shock Syndrome gives us a nice little... It basically lowers... Oh, I knocked that enemy into myself. It lowers the... we should use this, but at the same time you want to go like... What a waste. It lowers the maximum HP of these enemies, basically, as soon as we walk into the room. Come on, though. This is getting a little on the silly side here. Why do we have a... Oh, we have a 67% chance because we had an XL floor last time. That's right. And we have duality, so we could go Angel Deal, but I think it's ill-advised. Hello, Ruka. Hello, Ruka. Hello, Ruka. Definitely we want Synth Oil, working towards Spawn. Got Spawn. Hello, my son. How are you? Have you just woken up? Come on up, buddy. There we go. Who's a good Ruka boy? He got groomed. Like he got a haircut, basically. So he feels like a brand new couch right now. It's like the first time that the petting has been a selfish act. Most of the time, I'm like, yeah, you're my pet, so I will pet you. You know, it's right there in the name. Now I'm like, you feel good. I'm going to pet you because it's a pleasant sensation. And it's a win-win. I don't think he's going to meow anymore, but I can try to solicit a conversation that makes me look like a crazy person. Hey, Ruka. He's looking at me. Ruka. Ruka. He's giving me a head tilt, but he's not giving me any conversation. He's like, you didn't pet me enough for me to meow. Don't you know? You know, I've been part of this family for like 4 years. You don't know how this works yet? Ruka! So I played like garbage on this floor, but we got that 100% devil deal if I just crank on the Crampo head as soon as I go into the next room. Let's go. Okay, this is important. Got a little lucky there. I think that we were able to catch a little damage despite the rotation of the laser beam. We don't have burst damage. That's the thing. Like once it's used, we no longer... Nice shot. We no longer have the tools necessary to like deal a bunch of damage quickly, and we only did like half of Mom's Heart's HP. But we do have 8.78 damage now. So we actually are able to at least like hit enemies. Okay, so we want this. And we probably want Judas's Shadow. And it might seem a little aggressive, but I stand by it. Because if we die, as long as we can live long enough to use our void play, we should be in a good spot. This cat, he so loves the pets. Sometimes I'll play Isaac, and he'll bite my hand, because he's like, you know, you're giving the keyboard attention, but not me. Ruka, this keyboard, combined with, you know, my vocal cords, is what makes you cat food money, buddy. So you gotta lay off. Daddy's working. I am like half thinking, well, we should have used that on our room, of course, but I'm like half thinking that we should become Dark Judas, and half thinking like, you know what, just let it happen. Enjoy like your bonus HP for now. If it happens, it happens. Yeah, this was like guaranteed. I think if we make it through Isaac, we should be fine. You know, we've got that Dark Judas respawn. And the rule of the previous runs is coming true. Like, we barely missed boss rush. Well, we missed boss rush by a little bit, and then all of a sudden the run starts to take off for whatever reason. But, not that I'm complaining, of course. It hasn't even taken off that much. It's just, like, a lot better than it was. I can't believe that I staved off complaining about 3.77 damage until we were, like, on the Necropolis XL. 3.77 damage on Necropolis is a bad roll unless you got, like, a rate of fire that's below the cap. We were still a distance away from the cap. That's fine, that's fine. I'd like to keep the Eternal Heart alive. I would have liked to have kept the Eternal Heart alive. I would like to live. And then, you know, 2 minutes later, I would have liked to have lived. In a way, though, I feel like validated, because sometimes I complain, and then people go, I don't know what he's complaining about. All of my complaints come from a place of honesty, and a fight like this proves it, because we're not getting that, like, baseline level of Isaac competency, which is stopping him from doing 2 attacks once he does the teleport. You know, he gets to do 2 waves of attacks, which is not acceptable for me. I would much rather take him out before he gets the chance to do this much damage. He's done, though. You know what? Roll the dice. Go down. Ruka. Oh, I hear the litter box outside. You just pooped? That's why you come in here for a pet? You don't need a pet because you pooped? You don't need a pet because you pooped? I am for all of these. Although, now that we've taken technology, Explosivo does nothing for us. So, we should actually get ready to void Explosivo for a stat bonus. I am guilty of not using Void properly anymore. I don't know what, I just had like mental atrophy or something with Void. We can use it to suck up passives into stat upgrades, which is something that there's no reason not to, unless you want the passive. But, you know, we don't actually get anything out of Explosivo on a stat level, so what do we care? We should try to get, I always notice this way too late, because Lust is the most dangerous of the mini-bosses in here, but we should try to get the virus out of Lust. Worked out very nicely for us, actually. And you know what? Oh, we have no bombs. Okay, suck that up. We got shot speed and luck. That's actually fine. The, oh, I used Hanged Man by accident. The shot speed upgrade is worth nothing, but the luck upgrade, even though we're still in the negatives, it takes us closer to being above 0. And either way, I think more luck is always a good thing. Not the best stat we could have gotten, but worth something at least. We should really, at this point, be fairly safe. It's not gonna, you know, make any record books for best run of all time or anything like that, but it is at least an acceptable and competent sort of inclusion here in the Isaac Pantheon. And fun nonetheless as well. Like, we started with some, you know, back sassward spacebar items here, and I still... If I'd gotten 9 lives, I think I would have stuck with Glass Cannon. I've come to respect Glass Cannon. I think it requires one specific enabler, but the enabler shows up very frequently. And the damage you get out of Glass Cannon can be ridiculous. So, I still don't think it's a good or, like, predominantly takeable item. But I do think that it's okay. If you can get the enabler, I think it can be fun. But it is still pretty rare. It's so rare that it's almost raw! Oh, bad Gordon Ramsay, where did you come from? Where do you think, you muppet? I came from England. Why do you sound nothing like Gordon Ramsay? It's the camera, you donkey! It adds 10 octaves! I think there's an idea for a Gordon Ramsay character in there somewhere. There's a Gordon Ramsay who always talks angrily, even when he's sincerely happy. This is the happiest day of my life, you muppet! I love you! But that's not, it doesn't work in reality because Gordon Ramsay has this sincere voice. Alright, listen. I sat down at this. It's one of Savile Row's top Indian restaurants. Owners say receipts have been dragging. I'm here to find out why. And then he'd go, you can't serve a Bombay chicken salad with kale. It's a spinach salad. You absolute tosser. Well, Mr. Ramsay, I wish you wouldn't talk to me. Shut up, you donkey! I love you! What? I'm sorry. I don't know how to express my emotions. I've become Australian again. Like all of the British impressions. It's either Monty Python or Australian in varying degrees. Ruka, you like the pet? Oh, he loves the pet. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.